which wave you hit. No, I'm the mermaid that made it, swimming right beside, through the ropes and the riptide, mooring anchors away. I'll see you when you're home, babe. The waves pulled you away, 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 and I pulled your anchor to stay, to stay. Now on the sand I lay, I lay, I lay. Please never leave the bay, the bay, the bay. The waves pulled you away, 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 and I pulled your anchor to stay, to stay. And now on the sand I lay, I lay, I lay. Please never leave the bay, the bay, the bay.
Some doors.
Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm going away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 1 time, could not be. Love me 1 time, yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl, last me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Oh yeah! Love me 1 time, could not speak. Love me 1 time, baby. Yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Last me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, babe. 'Cause I'm going away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 2 times, I'm going away.
Ronnie LaPointe on vocals.
You got what I want, you got what I need, you got it so right. Why can't you be the one who stays with me tonight? You smell just like home, you feel twice as good. If I could be bad with you, I would. Why aren't you free to open to me tonight?
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. A big day here today. The Newburyport Clippers girls lacrosse team is getting ready for their big game versus Norwell in the state semifinals. So we have brought in Liz Fortier and Olivia Catavalos here, and I'm about to tweet a photo of them on the Twitter thing here. I think I got the approval from both of them to put this up. So there we go. Very good. And don't forget, you can shoot us any questions at Afternoon Drive, at Joppa Afternoons. That's what it is. At Joppa Afternoons on Twitter, JOPPA Afternoons. So you can do that. And that is a good way to always stay in tune with the show. So we've been talking a lot about the Newburyport season last year that these two girls were a part of. Undefeated season, regular season, and they went all the way to the championship game. And now this team is 1 win away from doing exactly that again. What is the mindset before Do you remember the state semifinals game? Like, do you remember right now, 3:30 in the afternoon, 2.5 hours before start time?
Well, you're on the bus.
Yeah, on
we
the
had a lot
bus.
of traffic.
Yeah.
You said you hit traffic.
Oh,
Yeah,
we hit
we
traffic.
started-
Typical
Oh, yeah,
Boston, right?
It was kind of just like, you know, trying to stay calm, like get some. We all like I think fell asleep for like half an hour, like just trying to like get in your head, prepare yourself, like get ready, but you know, try and keep the nerves down to a minimum.
Yep.
And just like, you know, boost each other up and get ready.
Was there like a team jokester who lightened the mood, or was everybody pretty
I think the whole team
Yeah, I
really
think
just
everyone-
like to
very focused?
keep the mood light. Yeah.
Oh, keeping it
Keep
light.
the mood
Okay.
light,
Well,
yeah.
that was good. That's a good
Yeah.
trait to have then.
I think we had it figured out pretty much down to a T, where it was like we were super
What
close,
songs
we
you gotta
joked
listen
around,
to.
yeah, we had, you know, the exact songs, exact time to play it, and then when it came down to it, we were like ready to go, focused in, like, yeah.
What's there has to be a level of like making sure you're pumped up and everything, and you want to have your best energy, but also like not being too amped up, right?
Yeah, I think for the most part, like on the longer car rides, like the one for Babson, we would, you know, try and like, you know, music off, headphones in for the first like, you know, 2/4 or 2/3 of the drive, and then for the last one, it was like music was on loud, like bumping out of the speakers, like getting ready, shoes on, like just preparing yourself.
You don't think about that sort of stuff. I would hate a long bus ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
For
the bus
you.
rides definitely killed us, and especially at college, it's a whole different ballgame. Like getting off of
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 3-hour bus ride, like.
You gotta
But
travel. Again, you're playing at UVM,
Yep,
and
yep.
you're playing at
Emmanuel.
Manual. That's right.
yeah, but the longer bus rides, even if it's like 45 minutes, we're just, you know,
Yeah.
have that much more of an impact.
UVM, you must travel more than Manual, a little bit close to the schools you play, or
Yeah, we go
Yeah.
Rhode Island, Vermont.
Yeah.
A couple hours, yeah. So
UVM has to come down here to all those schools,
Yeah,
right?
it's like 4 hours, 3 hours.
4 hours
pretty
everywhere.
Much, yeah.
Wow, that is tough. But obviously, you two are enjoying college lacrosse life as well. What's been the hardest transition about? Is it just not playing with your old Newburyport friends? Is that the hardest part about?
that too, and like, I don't know, it's just the environment, the
Yeah.
atmosphere. It's hard being on a new team, I think, in general. I mean, it ended up being amazing. I had a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
experience, but especially like a lot of my friends were like ready to, you know, to have a new team like at school.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I miss my old team.
Oh my
you know?
gosh, yeah.
I really miss
it
our
like made me
team.
miss my team that much
A
more.
lot more, yeah.
But I don't know. Probably just because we've been playing together for 4 years
Yeah.
and just coming off of last season, being a senior, like it was just a big adjustment.
Yeah. What would be your advice to the girls here for anybody who's listening? Before, do you keep in touch? Actually, I should even ask that.
Yes.
Do you keep in touch with girls on
Yeah.
the team? Yeah. A text message is already going back and forth, or?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we sent probably you did too. Sent some
Yeah.
good luck ones yesterday.
Yeah. Don't talk on game day. No annoying
Yeah.
people on game day.
Yeah, I think it's just, I think there'll just always be a level of connection. Most of my like best friends have been like found on the team, and like I think it's just a whole different, like it was kind of cool just because like we all play different sports, we all had different friend groups, but like when it came down to it, we were like a unit in itself. So
Yeah.
that was always nice.
When I think about your year last year, I always kind of think about that undefeated Patriots team, because was there a part of you that was like, maybe even like this year, watching this year's team, like maybe a loss like late in the season wouldn't have been the worst thing in the
I
world?
think we really
Like,
did.
It
but-
is added pressure, right? I mean,
It is added pressure, but the thought definitely like crossed my mind, like maybe if we, you know, just because it gives you that much more of, I don't know, push to keep working hard. But I think we had that in ourselves.
Yeah.
I think-
Motivation never
I
seems
think
to be an
you
issue.
When you get far enough along, the goal
Yeah.
became an undefeated regular
Exactly.
season.
Yeah.
And then you get into the tournament, you can't lose.
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of always like, let's just win. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think the only way that a loss would have helped us last year would have softened the blow from ending the season on a loss. But other than that, I don't think it would have really impacted us.
When you think back to last year, when did you actually start thinking about that undefeated regular season? Is it like 8 games in? When you hit? Is it when you hit 10? Like,
It was kind of like we were just. I think it was like.
I think no one
honestly,
just ever wanted to lose.
Like game. I remember it. Like game 14, we played Masco. And we
game 14. Okay.
No, I remember game 14. We beat Masco. It was either 14 or 16, and I was like, I think this is gonna keep rolling. I think we have this.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
And then it hit
very-
like 20. Like it was like, whoa, like
Yeah.
this is real.
And you're blowing teams out as
Right.
well.
And it was like
Wasn't
18
it?
to
Yeah.
2. Like,
We had a thing going where we do like running time, because when you're
Yeah.
up by 10, it goes, it's like a mercy rule, it goes
Yeah.
like running time.
Yeah.
And so we had a thing going,
oh yeah.
how soon could you get running time?
So
It was,
you didn't.
it was like a really like it drove you though.
Yeah.
You
Just
refused
get the
to
goals
lose. You didn't
in,
want to let a goal in.
play
'Cause I played
smart.
defense, and
Yeah.
we didn't want to let a goal in. We wanted running time.
Wow. So you didn't just want to beat teams; you wanted to just smoke teams.
I mean,
If you're there, you better show up. Like,
That's right. That's very good. If you're
Yeah.
there, you better show up. I like that
Yeah.
quote. Very good. Again, this is Liz Fortier and Olivia Caravalos joining us. They were on the undefeated Newburyport team last year, the girls lacrosse team, and the this year's team is looking to do. Well, they went undefeated during the regular season, and now they're in the state semifinals tonight at Babson versus Norwell. So. Should be a fun night for those of you going. It must be. I mean, to part of you just want to run out on the field when you like watch these games now.
God.
Like if you go to
Yes.
tonight's game, are you gonna?
It's like actually, I didn't think it would be that difficult to watch it and not be a part of it. But yeah.
every game I've been to, I've like been hanging over the fence.
Yeah.
We
all are.
Cheering.
It's like cheering, like.
You see mistakes, you're like, no, 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 no.
Or you watch plays, you're like, oh, that one's new. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you still? Is there? I mean, I bet the offense. It's obviously you notice there's some slight changes with this year's team, but like there must be a lot of similarities still. Like
Yeah,
if it's
for the
not
most
broke,
part.
I think it's the coach. She hasn't changed it,
yeah. Well, if it's not broke, don't fix
Yeah,
it, right?
exactly,
It's,
Exactly.
Kat has it figured out. I mean, yeah.
Even in like certain situations, do you see
Yeah,
like?
I mean, it was just like everything we practiced, like it was just like we knew. I think our biggest thing was we knew how to react to almost everything.
Yeah,
and
we did
it
a lot of
wasn't
situations.
right,
What
and
do
it
you do in this
wasn't. Yeah,
situation? What do you do
exactly.
in
Yeah.
this situation?
And like even if it wasn't like planned out, it was like we knew how to react to everything. I felt like. And I feel like almost all of it is credited to our coaches and just how much knowledge that they ended up giving us, which was pretty cool.
Well, that is cool. And it's how many coaches are on the coaching staff? You know, you keep talking about the
3,
head.
4, including the JV coach.
Yeah, who helped out a lot,
Yeah.
Bridget Lane. And they all just knew exactly what they were talking about.
What is a Newburyport girls lacrosse practice like? Part of me thinks sometimes those might be more intense than some of the games you actually played.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't experienced one the kids on the team haven't experienced one in 2 years, but a practice after a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be tough for a coach actually to not have that.
Yeah.
You got your like loss speech ready to
Our
go.
biggest thing in last year was like you always kept it intense. I think
Yeah.
it wasn't. We didn't make it a point to run up the score, but you didn't want to
Right.
get into a state or like a mindset where you're lagging or not playing your best. You always
Yeah.
just wanted to play your best. And
Yeah.
It wasn't let's see how many points we can score. It was let's just not mess up. Let's do
Yeah.
our best. And
Right.
it's like that consistent mindset brought us to an
Yeah, and I
undefeated
think
regular
that
season,
I think that we considered some of our games not technically losses, but like some games obviously were better than others, as is
Yeah.
everyone's season. But I think that we took that the games where we didn't quite show up or we didn't play exactly how we could play as a loss, like a personal loss, and those are the practices where we were like, if we want to make this legit and we want to get all the way, then we're gonna have to work harder. And I think that we were all so motivated that we worked as hard as we possibly could have. We pushed each other. Like I think like Kat's best advice that has stuck with me for so long was that the defense that you're playing in practice, like against your own teammates, should be the toughest defense that you face. Like we pushed each other to be the best that we possibly could.
And I think that was huge
Yeah,
for us. If
so-
practices can be as hard or harder than games,
Yeah.
you'll do well in a game. Right?
Absolutely.
Like I know
Every practice
yeah.
was just 100%.
I know, like on our attack, like I was on attack, Liz was on D, and during practice, like I hated going up our defense against our defense and like trying to score on like Izzy or Molly. Like they were insane, and I think that the defense felt the same way against some of our shooters.
For
like,
sure.
so that was pretty cool.
That is cool. So you had some battles, and just letting teams stick around in games was kind of like almost like a loss for you girls, huh? That's funny. What is the, like, when you actually talk about strategic, keys to these state tournament games, I'm guessing until that championship game, I don't think you played from behind very often, right? You were almost always getting out in front.
I think yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
Ipswich maybe we were either tied or down the 2 times we played.
Yeah, I think there was a
Ipswich.
few times where actually we were down against Masco and then we came like flying back.
Okay, so not for long.
Yeah.
How key is that, though, to kind of get that first goal or get out to an early lead, find your footing?
I think it is, but at the same time, there's a kind of a drive that comes if you don't get the first
Right.
goal and you think,
Yeah.
like, shoot, we're losing right now.
Let's go.
Game is right now, we're
Right,
going to lose.
right.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, really motivates people.
So maybe that's a
So,
lesson,
like,
too.
pull it
Don't panic.
together. Yeah, don't panic.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Interesting. What's the when you look? What is like the? I asked you about the differences between last year's team. What do you see that like they have that never went away? Like, besides some of the same people, but there's like what core element of this team is still there?
Just like the chemistry, like
Yeah.
watching the ball like get down the field or move around on
Yeah.
offense or watch how the defense communicates. Like there was just such a level of chemistry and unity that flew throughout all our years of playing, and I think this year
Yeah.
too.
And that goes back to the middle school playing together.
Yeah,
And
Exactly.
trust, like you know
Yeah.
each other, you've played
Yep.
together for
Yeah,
so long.
huge level of
yeah,
trust,
You trust
yeah.
each other.
usually these teams that make these crazy runs like you girls have done in the last couple of years and this year's team has done, usually they like that chemistry that you talk about is kind of off the field too. Was that the case with you girls? Like, was it a close group? Like,
For sure.
Yeah,
Genuinely
I mean, we're all
close?
part of like the same friend group in school, but your lacrosse team is its own friend group.
Right. Yeah.
You're always still
Yeah.
so close,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It
were,
doesn't really matter
Yeah.
who you're friends with.
and we would do stuff on or off the field, like get breakfast whenever we could. Like the pasta parties were always like so fun, and
Went
like
to the beach.
yeah, we would go to the beach for
As a team?
bonding.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of
With the
beachgoers.
coaches, Yeah.
I
With
just
coaches,
think that
wow.
we had such trust in each other and like cared and loved so much for like every single person on the team that it just made those games like that much more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there? I don't want to say scared. That's definitely the wrong word. But like in the state tournament games, like one mistake can be a huge can cost you a game, and if you get a loss, obviously it's over at this point. It's a knockout stage. Is it help to have teammates in that trust factor, knowing that just play loose? Like it's not, you don't have to be
yeah.
a star. Just as Bill Belichick says, just do your job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does that help having such a well-rounded team of really a lot of stars?
Yeah,
Actually,
I mean, I think that's actually everything to the game.
Yeah, I think it's important that we're not a one-man team. Like there's everyone touches the ball. Everyone's
Yeah.
thirsty for the ball and will do whatever it takes to win, right? And you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the team, which I think is a really,
Yep.
really important part.
except for the goalie, right? She's on her own.
Yeah.
They're crazy. The goalies. That's Izzy, right? No, who's the goalie?
Izzy
graduated with
with
us.
us.
Oh, she was your year. Okay, who's this year's goalie?
Molly
Molly
Liberty.
Okay, yeah, I think I've talked to her too, although I don't think she's been in here yet. That's why I don't have the face. But obviously, you guys have been pretty set at the goaltender spot for a while too.
Yeah.
That must be tough having practice with you girls as the goaltender for Newburyport Lacrosse, because you guys score a lot. So
Yeah. I mean, Molly
I
saves a
think
lot.
that makes
so-
a lot. Yeah.
everybody's
Makes
just
the goalie
making
that
each other
much
better.
Right.
Yeah.
You get so
Exactly.
many shots off. That's just and amazing shots too. These really
Yeah.
powerful, great shots. If Molly can save as many of those as she can, or just,
Yeah. Were there any like
Front end.
intense shootouts or anything in practice where, like, end of practice sorts of?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
At the end
Oh
of
my gosh,
practice,
yeah.
We always said
First
first
to
to
three.
three. So
First to
you
three.
Split. It's like defense versus offense.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so the first one to hit 3 points, if defense, Molly makes a save or Izzy makes a save, and then you clear it up to the 50. That's 1 point for defense.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then if offense
That's a cool
scores,
drill.
it's a point, and the first to 3 wins, and the loser runs.
So it got a little
So it was really,
intense.
it was really
Didn't want to
intense,
run.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Again, joined by Olivia Caravalos and Liz Fortier, left to right on your screen, Liz and Olivia. These crowds, we talked about the community coming together and how this all brings everybody together. What is it like, the amped up crowd level in these state tournament games? Because
It's insane.
it's not a boring Tuesday afternoon when you're beating a team 15-0
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock p.m., right? This is a little bit different.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, that would, I guess, be under the lights eventually. And tonight it's at Babson. But what is that amped up atmosphere like? It must be like, that's what you live for, right?
It's just like electric.
That's what you play for all year, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
you can just like feel the energy and like you know, you can only do so much as a team to get the energy up. So I think that just having like the noise from the stands and like just like even the idea of like knowing like your parents are there, your siblings are there, your friends are there, your you know, other parents like that you've been with for this whole ride are there, like that was just huge to have.
And as you mentioned at the end of the championship loss, you were able to kind of step back and look at your crowd cheering for you. And I guess that's probably the first time you really get to do that, right? When you're playing, it's, you know, you're on the big stage, but it's like, play your game.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You don't really think about it, I think, during the season as much. But then, I mean, also we were seniors, too, so it was so sentimental, even Babson last year.
Girls must have been emotional wrecks.
But I think the fans and everyone were so nice because, you know, they weren't, everyone was bummed, everyone was sad, but, you know, no one was angry or anything. Everyone was like, thank you.
Yeah,
we walked, for taking us this far.
We walked off that team into, like, so many, like, open arms. Like, parents literally just, I remember just being, like, swarmed. It was just so emotional, but, like, I don't know.
And did you mentioned having all that, you know, that's something like me being far removed from all the high school sports. You don't even think about that, all your family that comes, and it's really, it's not just you making this ride.
No.
It's,
my grandpa from Vermont was talking about it last night.
It was, I mean, it's your parents are watching their kids' like last game of, you know, they're never going to see them play another high school sport again, cause especially lacrosse, because that was the end of all, you know, seasons. That was the last season. So I think it was huge just for families, for everyone who have been with you for this whole ride, and they're, you know,
flashbacks to
the
youth leagues and driving to fields and all that stuff. That is cool. What's the and when you do have all that family support, I know that makes it obviously easier after a loss, but it must have been fun too to walk off all those state tournament wins and just kind of, we got another one now, you know?
The parents were such a huge, I mean, I don't think we could express it enough how big our support system was, just like hyping us up every single time, like that was big.
And it's so unique as seniors because you would, and like this year's group of seniors, they're out of school and you know, so a lot of this.
We were still in like a high school.
That was your
so
focus.
That was weird. I mean, my friends would all go to the beach, and I was like, oh, I have practice.
Yeah, that must be kind of tough. I mean, obviously you're focused on lacrosse, but part of you probably one of those days is like, oh, I'd like to go to the beach actually.
I mean, I remember. At that point, we were like, we could. It was so attainable.
Yeah, like, I remember
point, like we have to do it.
Yeah, I remember like I was like with my friends and. You're like, oh, that's such a bummer you have to leave. But I was like, honestly, you know, this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait for practice.
Right. It's like, I want to be here. I want to be doing this. And I think that like, set us apart from a lot of other teams was that we were all there. We all showed up. We all wanted to win. Like, there was no one that was like, oh, like, I want to just be done. It was like everyone was in it and, like, ready to go.
Yeah. And then when you talk about that, and never mind the fact you girls were probably looking ahead to college and stuff, not probably looking too far ahead, you've had your decisions made by then, but I mean, you have all these changes that happen in that summer, and then to be making that run, all those things coinciding at once, it must have been a little bit hectic at the households.
Like just, I don't know, it was huge.
Graduation, proms.
I think it was, but at the same time, I was like, I mean, I told people, I was like, I'm sorry, right now, like, lacrosse is all I'm doing. Like, lacrosse is my world right now.
Antisocial Liz for a while?
Right. Yeah, kind of. But I mean, no, it definitely, lacrosse was my main focus, but it was crazy to just have, like, all these things just one after another just, like, ending. Like, but it was kind of cool that lacrosse was the last, like
the last thing.
The last thing that ended.
I bet. The as far as and I'm sure you have talked with a few of the seniors going through that same process right now. What is the? Do you remember like your coach's final pregame speech to you here when you came to these final games? Was there much? Was there a unique speech each one, or there was a practice one?
She just. I mean...
Name drop your coach again for me, too, just so everybody can hear it.
Kat Batchelder. Yeah, she...
If you haven't read her in the paper enough.
A huge drive. Like, I just remember so many practices, and she was just like, this is your family. Like, you protect your family. Like, this is, you know, for the seniors, this is it. Like... It's like one or done.
She had that ability to make you want to run through a wall for her.
She did, but she did a good job of like, you know, don't feel the pressure.
Exactly.
It's just another game. It's just another game and we're gonna win, you know? Like every single she took every game just as a game.
One by
one. Even the teams where you think, you know, we beat them even our worst year, you know, we can beat them.
Yeah.
You didn't see teams like that. Practices weren't any different the day before. It was all super consistent, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, so I thought she did a great job with that. You know,
Yeah,
not
she
putting
really
the pressure on, even for that last game. You know, you feel the pressure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of her job to hold everyone. This is normal. It's a
Right.
normal game. Like they're
Right.
not an insane team.
It's
They're not-
normal to be scared like crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She just knew how to, you know, I mean, again, she just has so much like knowledge on the game and just knew how to,
She's,
you know.
she's
carry
getting
us
good at
through.
this whole state championship run thing too.
Yep.
That is good. So what is I think we mentioned, Olivia, you're definitely going to go. Liz is going to try to get to the game tonight. Pretty fun atmosphere, I would guess, to be a part of. You'll be hanging over the fence, as you
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
part of it's honestly tough because you just want to be in there and playing and reliving it, but it's been so rewarding to see that, like, you know, what I think part of we had some, you know, something to do with, you know, last year's season, and it's cool just
Yeah, you got to
seeing,
feel a part of that still.
Yeah,
like that's
it's-
I think
yeah.
I still feel part of it for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
I'm
yeah.
dressed in like the full attire jacket
I
from last
totally
year.
feel
Everything
still part of
to
it,
go
and
to
I
the
think
game,
that it's been pretty cool to see, like, you know, what we built and did our senior year and like all the years leading up to it. It's just like, you know, getting better and better.
So when does this stop? Is this like a 20-year dynasty? Is that?
I don't know, we'll see, hopefully.
It is good, and you girls can say you were a part of it for 4 years, which is
Exactly, yeah.
which is pretty impressive. Those kids are on. I think your AD Kyle Hudson told me they were on the bus at 2:30 today. So right now they're stuck in traffic and
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were talking
hopefully.
about that. I guess so.
yeah so as you're on that bus, is it just would be the end of the bus ride? So now it's like the final stretch is like all you want to do is get on the field and get your warm-ups in. Is that the deal?
Just like tuned in, like ready to go, like
Get out of your own head.
start
kind
focusing.
Of. Everyone
Yep.
kind
Get out of your own head.
I mean,
Right. Yeah. I mean, loosen
Yeah.
up. Like it's now or never. So.
Yeah. Did anybody stand up on the bus and say anything, or?
We probably did. I don't remember.
No, we said something after. I don't know.
We definitely said something after. I think before it was just kind of like
Everybody.
we were just like,
We'd
you
just
know,
do it every other
this,
game.
Yeah.
We were like, this is nothing different from anything we've done before. We can do this if we show up. Like, just remember, like, who you're doing this for. Like, you're doing this for your team. And I don't know, just like basically we tried to, like, you know, get people to not have nerves all the while, like talking down ourselves. Like, yeah.
I'm sure there's when you girls were seniors, you probably were thinking during that state tournament run that you know, let's win this game for that seniors that came before you and that sort of thing. And I bet there's probably some of that going on too in today's bus ride, in today's
Yeah,
locker
we're
room.
like,
I
you
mean,
guys
I
better win
totally
this for
right.
us. Like,
Yeah, I bet you are feeling a little bit of that though.
Better win. I want them to win so
oh my
badly.
gosh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to win so bad.
What do you know about the Norwell team here tonight?
It's gonna be a battle. I mean,
They beat Cohasset by
Yeah.
1, right?
Yeah.
So
Takes a lot to get to this point, doesn't it?
we were saying
Yeah.
it's probably going to be a lot like last year's game if you think
Yep.
Norwell and Cohasset are pretty similar. I don't think. Well, I know Cohasset didn't lose too many. They still have those 2 sisters, and
Yeah.
if they lost to Norwell, you assume Norwell's really good
Yeah.
still too.
Pretty much
So I
everybody
feel
at
like
this point is really good, huh?
Exactly. So I feel like it's going to be a good match. But they've only gotten stronger, so I feel
right.
like it's
And I
gonna
mean,
be-
they're, you know, we're here, they're here. It's the same
Yeah.
level. So I think
Yep.
just whoever, Kat used to always say, like, against these teams, like, at this point, you know, it's not who has the better skills because it's pretty level playing field. It's, you know, it's a mental game at this point. Like, who's ready to win? Who's going to show up? Who's
who
going to...
wants it more.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, there's your preview for tonight's game, folks. Not two better people to talk to than Liz Fortier and Olivia Cadavalos here on Afternoon Drive. Final question, girls. Well, why don't you just preach what it's like playing college lacrosse? Pretty cool. Emmanuel and UVM. For the high schoolers that are going to be making that jump.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a lot different. I think one of the biggest things was, like, you're in school, so we talked, like, a lot about, like,
Yeah.
family support. And,
Yep.
like, I know my parents tried like crazy. I'm just in Boston to get to all my games, but it was kind of hard not to. So, like, that was a little different, but I think the team kind of steps in there. So we had a great team atmosphere, but I think nothing beats a college team because, like, they are your family. And
Yeah.
in school, your friends are your family.
Yeah.
So I think that was a huge thing to have that, and also to have upperclassmen to be friends with
Yes,
was pretty cool
yep.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show you the ropes, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I, like, my biggest advice that I am telling anyone that's going to school is just join something, like,
yeah.
do something. You know, if you want to play a sport, like, don't give it up just because you're in school. And I think that like Liz said, it just gave me such a different level of like support and, you know, just a different group
Cool.
to have.
Well, very good. And you two are just a freshman year now in the books. So
Yep.
1 down, 3 to go.
One down.
Good luck to you girls. We'll
you so
have
much.
you on again maybe here. Maybe we'll do this again next year if the team makes another run.
Hope they make another run,
Yep.
yeah.
There you go. And have fun, Olivia. You'll go. Liz, hopefully you can get there tonight. And good luck to the Newburyport Clippers this year's squad. And that was fun looking back with Liz Fortier and Olivia Cadavalos on last year's great run and kind of some great insight before tonight's game. 6 o'clock for those of you who are going. Newburyport and Norwell girls lacrosse state semifinals at Babson College. So 6 o'clock under the bright lights of Babson. So that should be a fun one for those of you going. And a good luck to the Newburyport girls team tonight. It's been a fun ride to this point and pretty amazing when you get to this level and talking state championships and very fun for this community. So Liz and Olivia, thank you both so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you again. Big thanks Tyler Neufeld, radio producer, David Kramer on the TV side. Thanks to all of you listening on the radio and watching on the stream and on the television. That is going to do it. Very fast show today. That's been happening a lot more and more. Flying lately. But fastest hour in radio. So we will take that. A lot of fun. Again, good luck to the Newburyport girls tonight. We will see you all next Thursday. I already have a guest booked, but I will keep it as a surprise for now. Follow us on Twitter at Joppa Afternoons. That's at Joppa Afternoons. My name is Drew Moholland. We'll see you Thursday. This has been Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio.
Or so it seemed, and I am long gone. I think this time you won.
Hi, this is Major Todd Hughes from the Salvation Army, and you're listening to WJOP LP Newburyport 96.3 FM.
Joppa Radio 96.3 FM would like you to know the Salvation Army in Newburyport is looking for groups and individuals to volunteer to sponsor the Thursday evening meal. For details, call the Salvation Army at 978